Hi there, and welcome to From Post to Profit, your ultimate guide to turning your social media expertise into a lucrative business venture and turning your posts into money in the bank. Today, we are diving deep into what it takes to not just launch your social media management business, but also excel in your social media management journey. Now, before we dive in, allow me to introduce myself for those who might be new here. I'm Corinne Late, the founder and CEO of the Marketing and Business Academy. And with a passion for all things digital marketing and a mission to empower entrepreneurs, I've dedicated a lot of effort to refining strategies that genuinely make a difference to your business. I'm also a certified marketer, a certified customer experience specialist, and a MemberVault preferred partner. MemberVault is a cost hosting platform that I use for my business. In fact, many of the resources that will be shared here will be hosted in MemberVault, so you can have a look at how that looks like. Now, my work has also caught the eyes of CBS, NBC, and Fox. I have been featured there in the past, and I've also had the pleasure of sharing my insights at the Strathmore Business School in Nairobi, Kenya. On a lighter note, outside the bustling world of marketing and business, I'm a music teacher, a passion that I've nurtured for over a decade with my husband, James. And with my husband James and I, we are juggling life with our four amazing kids, two of whom go meow. We have two actual kids and two fur babies. Now, if you're curious about the backstory of how Kate Wanjiku and I teamed up, or if you want an in-depth look into the initial steps of setting up a thriving social media marketing business, I highly recommend you check out our previous training session. I've linked it in the description below. Now, not only does this session cover our shared journey with Kate's Genesis stories, but it also comes packed with valuable resources from the session notes to a draft contract framework and additional resources for your social media management business, to my free Skyrocket Your Online Business webinar, as well as a 5-step roadmap for launching a successful online business. It's all there waiting for you. But today we are building on that foundation that we set, focusing squarely on the nuances of social media strategy. As the digital landscape evolves, there's never been a better time to harness its power. My own journey in the online space has been transformative. I have been in the online business space for 3 years, since the beginning of 2021. And in that time, between that time and now, from that time to now, I've made about 40,000 US dollars in extra cash. So this is it has been a side hustle, and it has actually ended up even surpassing what I'm doing in my main hustle. And that is just in 3 years. And yourself, you can, I think you can be next. I think you can write your story next with the same kind of impact and experience, especially in the social media management business, or just use your social media to be able to grow your business. And that is why Kate is here today. She's an expert with strategizing, analyzing, and adapting your social media for optimal results. She really is a master at it. And as we venture into today's session, please don't hesitate to drop your questions in the comments. We'll be addressing them towards the end, ensuring you leave with clarity and confidence. And if you will be watching a recording of this live stream. It will be left up on YouTube for maybe about a couple of weeks, so you can access it free. But if you have not watched it after that time, then I welcome you to join the Profitable Online Biz Club, where we will have that resource homed there, as well as extra resources that can help you start, run, and scale a successful online business. Now, without further ado, I'm delighted to hand over the stage to Kate, who is ready to unveil the secret of profiting from posts. Welcome, Kate. The stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, good morning, everyone who is in the East Africa time zone, and good evening to everyone else also. I'm glad to be back here on Corinne's platform. It's such a delight yet again to come and build up on the conversation that we had last time, where we tackled on how to start and build a social media business. And now we are looking at when we are operating this business, supporting organizations, companies, brands in doing all this, how can we do it in a more efficient way that is going to actually drive results. So today we are going to be looking at a strategic approach of social media marketing, right? So allow me to just share my screen. Yeah, it's up there. And I love this segment. It's called From Post to Profit. Yeah, we're not just going to be doing social media marketing just for the sake of it, because we want to drive profitable outcomes. Yeah. So before we go further, maybe you're wondering, okay, we've heard your name, your kid, so tell us who you are. I normally define myself as a digital marketing consultant, helping businesses to drive growth and success, and also professionals through transformative digital marketing strategies and specialized digital marketing training. Right? So, when we are talking everything to do with strategy, that is my field, and I really love it. And how did I come to this place that right now I'm specializing on strategies to drive growth? I started way back in 2017, and it started as a love of the digital platforms on how people are engaging, and I saw also how businesses are utilizing it to market their products, to do different ventures, and I took a keen interest in it. And at that time, I was still in the university, and I was volunteering at the Kenya Red Cross. And we had all these activities that we are doing, and we wanted people to participate in them. So, what did I suggest? That now we start using the digital platforms, and it worked wonders. So, after leaving university, this love for social media marketing had started like really taking root, and I knew that this is a profession that I want to pursue, despite the fact that I was studying agribusiness economics. So, and I was actually keenly looking for an opportunity of doing this in the food and agriculture industry, but I was like, whichever opportunity that is going to come along my way, as long as I'm going to be utilizing this skill that I have started learning and to hone it and to grow it. And so I went outside, looked for employment opportunities. My first one was in a music school, and then later on came an opportunity now to work with a company that is in the food industry, still doing the digital marketing and also editorial alongside. And that is how I've been able to grow. 7 years now down the line, now that's when I launched Go Digital with Kate, now a consultancy firm to help businesses and professionals to formulate strategies that are going to be result driven. So, as we ask ourselves, what does it entail to have a winning social media strategy? But I want us to start from content strategy, because content is the meat of your social media marketing efforts and all that. And you normally hear content is king, but there's a point that we'll reach and ask ourselves, if content is key, is it really everything? And so as we start this, I want you to take a position of a chess player. I know maybe some of you haven't played chess, but for chess, when you're playing it, you're always calculating the move of your opponent. You always want to be at the front, always a step ahead, so that you can win the game. And so, also when you're formulating the social media strategies, yeah, and now also the content strategies, you have to have the consumer in mind, and every step that you are making, it is aimed for you to win the targeted consumer or client, yeah, who is online. So that's what I've said. When we are doing our social media marketing efforts, we are not just doing it for the sake of it. We have an end result that you want to attain. So we are going to take that position. So engage your mind, knowing that every move that you're doing is calculated. It's calculated. Yeah. So that is what it entails when you're doing a strategy. So, and when we have that in mind, I will say that a content strategy is the process of developing, planning, creating, distributing, and managing relevant and valuable content on the social media to drive profitable outcomes. Yeah, the way I've said, it's a calculative move. So you understand that it's a step-by-step thing that we are going to be doing. And at the end of it, we want to have an outcome. And the outcome has to be profitable. And most of the time when you talk about profitable outcomes, we think of things that are generating us money, yes, but also profitable outcome when it comes to social media marketing, we count things like brand awareness. That is a profitable outcome. People to know your business, people to know your brand, people to know your organization. That is a profitable outcome. The content that you're posting, does it make people to be aware of you and to say, oh, actually, I know one and two and three things about this organization, what they deal with, what their culture is all about. And also another profitable outcome is engagement and feedback. Yeah, we utilize these platforms. We are targeting and connecting our customers and clients, and that is where they also come and inquire, or even they give feedback of the service or the product. So that is a profitable outcome. And also lead generation. Yours might not be to make sale, but actually a lead generation is to drive traffic to your website, because the more numbers now you get, that's when you are able also to work with partners, the people who have advertised on those platforms, or even on your YouTube channel. Yeah, that someone is curating content, educative content, and you have those numbers, and actually you've monetized your YouTube channel, so you have generated a lead. And also the best thing now is on these platforms, when you're doing all this content, that you are actually aiming to make a sale. Are you selling a product? Are you offering a service that you'd like people to engage in? So that is what content strategy is. So where do we start? So before you start creating any strategy, yeah, because they say that it is developing and coming up with all these content ideas. So before you do all that, you have first of all to understand what you are selling. Yeah, and what you're selling is that product, but this product, it's being sold by a certain company. Yeah, this is now for you as a social media manager who is offering services, and also for your social media manager who is employed in a company to undertake all these tasks. So you have first of all to understand the business and the organization, which is what I am calling the business or organization analysis. What is this business all about? What are the milestones that they've attained? What is the company culture? What is their value? What is their mission? What is their vision? And when I'm talking about all this, you will see how understanding this will actually help you also in generating organic and unique content ideas that will be selling your products well. So first of all, you have to understand that business and organization and look at it in depthly in all those aspects. The people in it, their culture, their way of doing, the people they partner with, their customer interaction. And then the second part is now the product analysis. This business or this organization is having a good or is having a service that is availing to the consumers. So what is this product all about? Its key features, you have to understand them very well, and also the value proposition. Yeah, if the company or the business is selling a software, you have to understand its key features of this particular software. If it's most, for instance, if it's an antivirus, yeah, what does it come along with it? So if a consumer buys this antiviral, what is the value that they gained? Yeah, the protection of their gadget, from what kind of attacks are they being protected on. So when you're doing a product analysis, that is what you do. And then also now to understand the target client and customer. Because now you're selling a product, you have to understand who am I selling it to. And this actually informs on where you're going to establish your presence on. Now, this is now the fourth point, the social media platform of choice. I am always pro establishing presence on multiple platforms, but it's not on all platforms. Because looking at your business, you will see this is where my target client is. If it's a B2C, preferably, and I'm selling like clothes, preferably, let me establish a presence on Instagram, let me establish a presence on Facebook and TikTok. Because, and if I'm in the B2B and I am a supplier of equipment or ingredients, something of that sort, let me establish a presence on LinkedIn or on Twitter, because that is where I am linking up with the targeted customers, who most probably are companies, they are manufacturers, and it hasn't gone to the final consumer. So these are the things that before you go to developing any content strategy or getting excited to create content ideas and start posting, first of all, understand the business, understand its product, understand who the target customer is, and that is when you're going to establish a presence on the social media platform. So after you have done all that, now we go to content generating. We've said that content strategy is a step by step. And one of those first steps is generating content ideas and coming up with content that they're going to actually sell. And I normally use this approach, which I believe if now you understand it and you actually use it in your operation, you will find that you'll never at one point in time Google any content ideas, and you'll actually find it so easy to sell any product of any brand. So I call it the B2C framework. What does it entail? So the first step, as we have just mentioned earlier, undertake a comprehensive business analysis, product analysis, and now also the customer journey mapping. Most of us, we know about the customer journey mapping, which is always the touch points of a consumer goes through between awareness stage to actual purchasing of the product. There's a step by step, and at each and every point, there is an experience that a customer is exposed to. So you now understand all these aspects and you have them. The second step is from your analysis and your mapping. So generate all the questions that a customer has or might have pertaining your business, your product or service at each and every step of their experience. Yeah. So um, we have our business analysis, we have our product analysis, and we have our customer journey mapping. And when we started, I said we want to always be one step ahead of the customer so as to win them. And now here you're taking the mind of a customer. One of the ways you can do this is by doing a research, a customer research, but also leveraging on the experiences that you've had with your customer. When you're looking at a customer journey mapping, and for instance, let me still use like the example of you're selling clothes. Yeah, they have seen your post on Instagram, and this customer wants to purchase the clothes, but now that awareness stage, um, they come to the direct message, and there are questions that they ask. Questions like, can I find it in this kind of color? Can I find it in this kind of size? Um, Questions like, okay, now you have agreed about now the color, the size. Can you guys do delivery, or do I need to come to your shop? And now you give them now, okay, we can do delivery. So for the delivery to be made, what do I need to do I need to pay in advance, or can I do the payment after I have received the package. So this is actually now the journey that your customer goes through. And now by asking yourself those questions, the answers to those questions are your content ideas. I know maybe you're asking, okay, elaborate further. Let me give you an illustration. This is not an actual company. This is just for illustration purposes. So Home Chef Hub, an established kitchen appliances manufacturer with roots dating back to 1840, has introduced an innovative self-cleaning blender equipped with various juicing, mincing, and grinding functions. So interested customers are encouraged to schedule a live demonstration where they can explore the blender's impressive array of features, helping them to make an informed decision before making a purchase. So this is just a communication that has been going around at Home Chef Hub so that everyone in the organization knows what's happening. So from just this extract, my business analysis, it's showing me one thing about Home Chef Hub. It has been existing since the Industrial Revolution era, the 1840s, yeah, to now the automation age. That is something unique about that, yeah. And then now a key milestone right now is that they have this new product, which is the self-cleaning blender, okay. And then so now when you're looking at this business analysis, for me as a social media marketer or a digital marketer, I will leverage on this unique aspect of Home Chef Hub to sell it, to make it unique by actually mentioning that this is a company that has been in existence since 1840, since the Industrial Revolution era to now the automation age, to showcase that this is a company that is committed to improvement, to innovation, and to coming up with new things and changing with times. So me as a consumer, when I see that, I see, wow, this is an amazing company. And when I purchase their product, I know that it has gone through the right processes and the development, and it's a product that won't fail me. A key milestone about the launch of the product, there's a probability that hasn't been touched here that when they launched, most probably they had an event to showcase this automated blender. Yeah. So when that launch happened, it's good to capture who attended, what was the mood. We normally see this kind of posts happening on our social media platforms when a company is launching something new, and even at times you have you're cutting the ribbons. It's a good thing to showcase that, but all that comes from doing a business analysis. So it's not so much about the product, but it's focusing more about the business, because people not only buy product, but also buy the business. And the business, it's comprised of its experiences, of its milestones, and the people in it. Also, maybe just to add something there on the business analysis, maybe while they were innovating, while they were inventing this blender, they documented each and every step. Yeah. And now when they launched, they decided to give a sneak peek of what happened, of how the team they came and brainstorm, all the challenges that they did. And so they are connecting with people to know that actually this has been a tried and tested kind of a product. Now, when you're looking at the product analysis, we said here we're looking at the key features and the value proposition. One of the key features is a self-cleaning blender. So that is actually a content idea. Yeah, that when you're selling this blender, it's actually self-cleaning, it's automated, and it has different features. It not only juices, it actually minces and grinds, and maybe also does so many other things. So you look at that product that they're selling, and you use those key features to sell that product. Now, when you're looking at the customer journey, here we have seen that someone needs actually to schedule a live demonstration to actually attend it and to do a purchase. So it's good to communicate because you're informing people about this amazing company, about this amazing and new product that they have. Customers want to know, what do I need to do so as to purchase this product? So touch on, would you like to have to purchase this product or to have this product in your home? Then book a live demo with us, and then we will show you all the amazing stuff it does, and will also direct you on how to purchase it, right? So it's good not to, so the importance of the customer journey mapping is to answer all the questions and to make it more relatable and visible, the steps that a customer is going through when now they're going to have this product. But now maybe you're saying, oh, okay, now we have ideas. When you're doing this kind of business analysis, product analysis, and customer journey mapping, I assure you, you'll have so many content ideas, hundreds of them. But now you might be tempted to say, for each and every these, or for each and every one of these, I will take the approach after I have showcased the launch of the product. And now every other post that I do, I urge people, buy it, purchase it, right? When you're talking about the self-cleaning, you say, our new blender, it self-cleans, book a live demo or go to this website to purchase it. Remember, people don't like to be sold to. So what is the strategy around that? Because people don't like to be sold to, so how do we go about it? That's why we have things called the content pillars. And these are the 4 content pillars that I normally dwell on. So the first one is normally raise awareness about the business and the organization. That one we've seen that you're um, getting them from the business analysis. And what is the essence of showing all these other things about the business and not selling to people? What is the relevance? It's so that people now understand you and know you, and you start building on credibility. So that even when a brand or a business name is mentioned, someone is like, oh, yeah, I know that business. They actually did this and this the other day. It's not necessarily about the product that you sell, but you are showing people and bringing them in your business so that now you are fostering familiarity and understanding, which is really key. So for this pillar, you are not selling to them. So the call to action is, you're not even generating any leads, visit our website or visit our shop. No, it's just showcasing about the company. The second pillar is nurturing your audience. Yeah. So nurturing, it takes 2 formats. You nurture about your product and give more details. And remember, here for this pillar, we are not selling. Yeah. You give them, so about this blender, if it's self-cleaning, then it has so many other features. So you give people all those details, yeah, so that they understand. But your call to action here will not be to sell to them. It's for them to understand the product. Another nurturing, this is where we do the educative content, yeah, for tips, for guides that you have, and they are related. It's not about your business or your product, but they are related. I can give you example for that blender. um, a content, for instance, of doing different kind of juices and blends. Maybe a juice that has apples and spinach. You do another juice that has carrots and cucumber. This business is not in. It's not. Their focus is not to sell to people these juices and these cocktails. That is not their main focus, but they are showing you the different kind of juices that you can make using their product. So this is the honey that is attracts the bee, as one of my clients loves to put it. So you're having a honey that attracts the bee. So they take in the form of tips, guidance, um, about trends of your industry. That is what the nurturing your audience is. And now, as you do this, you are formulating yourself as the go-to source of information, of credible information. So that is how now you start becoming an industry leader. And this is good, especially if you're selling complex products. Teach people about it. Do you have hard terms? Can you elaborate more on them? Now the second pillar we are having is the promote engagement. So promoting engagement, this takes the form of having a content and actually inviting people to either comment or share. So they normally have CTAs, or actually you're running polls about so as to know people's sentiments, people's views on things, which is really key, especially when you're doing social listening, to know what they understand more, what they need clarity more on, yeah, and you are able to address them. And also when you're doing the promoting of engagement kind of content, and people actually do comment and do share and do like, it increases your visibility on the digital platforms. Yeah, because that is how the algorithms on these social media platforms work. So most of the time, if you just continue pumping and pumping content, and there are no likes, there are no kind of engagements happening, they it diminishes your reach and your visibility. So it's really good to have such this kind of content on your one pillar. And now we have now for the generating leads and making sales, which is what most of us do. Yeah. And it's a key pillar because you might actually take the educative kind of angle and educate people about your product, about your industry, and give them tips. And you forget to tell them that you actually have this service, and this is what entails in your service, and how people can contact you, where they can find you. So it's really key. So don't also over nurture and forget that you have a product or a service that needs to be sold. Yeah. So for all these pillars, it's good for you to have them at the back of your mind and always establish a balance. And for different businesses, you can decide at the last week of the month, that's when we'll be doing more of generating of leads and also of making sales, because that's when you have understood that when people make most purchases, or even the midweek, the mid of the month. And then now you leverage these other times to raise awareness about yourself, to nurture your audience, and to promote engagement. That way, people know you. You are able also to grow your accounts, and also know people are able to buy from you, because people won't buy if they don't understand what you're selling and who you are. So I have really touched on that, and just to show you um, in an image how this actually works. So many people like the raising awareness. When you launch a new product, everyone is there celebrating you, clapping, yeah, cheering you on. When you announce something on LinkedIn, you have so many congratulatory messages going on there. So that is the raise awareness. That is what people like. It's normally at the top of the funnel. Yeah. So do those a kind of content so as to capture most people, for them to be at the top of the funnel. And for those ones that you've captured, when you're in the raising awareness, for them to know you, for them to understand you, now you nurture them by giving them the tips, the guidelines, informing them of the trends, also giving them more details about your product, and you're not selling to them, yeah, so they like it. So they're there when you're showcasing about this juicer and this blender. They're like, oh, this is a good thing, and I want to actually, they're there because you're giving them these different kind of juices are there that they can try. But now then, take them down further by wanting them to engage with you, by you wanting to know their perspective, for them to participate on polls. Yeah. So like also for instance, for something like also Instagram, you have like stories where you can actually do questions. And truth be told, you might have 1,000 followers, but when you do those questions, you get just like about 10 or even 20 that they are actually going to engage. So this funnel actually explains to you how this all works. Yeah. And then now it's now on that generating leads. Someone who has been there, who has known you, who has understood what your product is, who has engaged with you, and also like asked questions about it. So you are able to generate them as a lead and actually convert them and make a sale. So when you have this at the back of your mind, you have now a realistic approach on how to do your content marketing. So what's next after generating the content ideas? Yeah, you have amazing content ideas, and now you know the ones which you're going to use to raise awareness. You know now the ones which you're going to use to nurture, the ones that you're going to promote engagement, and the ones that you're going to make a sale or generate a lead. You have to plan for this content, yeah, so that nothing happens just out of the blues. So when you're doing this content planning, most of you have, I believe, like a content calendar. And I want to mention something that your content calendar should feature. You have your content ideas, which I can say is the topic. You also plan when, this is the day and date that you're going to actually post that content. The platforms, if you are in 3 platforms, there is a time you might not post on all platforms, because also platforms you have to put into consideration things like formats. You might have that you want to do an article and it's only LinkedIn that supports an article. So that content only goes on LinkedIn on that day. And how else can you also like repurpose this content to also feature on these other platforms? So if you have also your platform and then also your objective, it's really good on your content calendar. You say my objective here is to raise awareness about the company, is to nurture my audience, and for this one is to promote engagement, and here is to generate leads. So as you do this, you are not overselling or you are not over nurturing. It will help you to attain a balance. Another thing to have on your content calendar is time of posting. Yeah, you have also to be strategic on your time of posting. um I, for instance, I want to post at 8:30 because the people I'm targeting, that's when they're commuting to work, or between 7:30 to 8:30, so that they can be able to see the post. Or I like posting it at 3 p.m. because that's when people have already completed with their work and now they're just scrolling through the platforms, and they'll be able, because there's no need for you to post a content at 6 a.m. when people are not on the platforms. So when now they're coming in at 8 a.m., it's already 2 hours without any engagement. And this is how this platform works. They leverage on the first 1 hour. If you have good engagement, that's when it will now continue pushing it throughout the day. But if it hasn't had, you've just wasted time, because you just wanted to post for the sake and just, okay, let me post at 9 p.m. And there's no one to interact with you at that time, or even to see your content. So you also have to factor in time of posting. So these are the key things that you, when you're doing your content calendar and content planning, have this in mind. So when you have your content planning, that's when now you can go to extracting your creative juices, the creation, the design, and the messaging. Yeah. So how do you want to present it? And it's also, for most of this content at times, they are also tied to the platform that you're leveraging on. If, for instance, you are on Instagram and you know Instagram appreciates more of videos, and I'm not saying that now continue doing videos over and over, create now reels so as to present this message better, but also have a balance on on the reels, having also posters and photos, at times also having articles. Yeah. And this is also how the kind of messaging, for instance, if you want to really convert well your targeted client and to give them more in-depth information, do it now in form of an article. And for that, now you have a call to action. For, you can book a demo via this link, or visit us here, or this is our email address. So when you are doing now your content creation and design, you have to also factor that in. And now the thing about messaging, you are messaging revolving around your customers' needs, your customers' wants, your customers' desire. Yeah. So when you're talking about the needs, it's all about what problem are you solving? That's when people, you normally hear people say, speak to their problems. Yeah, so this is around how the messaging should be done. And now also now we are looking at the content structuring. You have your content, you've created it, you've designed it, you've messaged it well. Now it's now the structuring that comes in when you're posting. The structuring, every platform, they have a place where you're going to put either the photo or the video, and then now you can also insert your caption. You also have a platform where you can do the tagging or the mentioning, and also do like the relevant hashtags. These are things that you need to really factor in. For instance, if you're on TikTok, leverage so much on hashtags, yeah, because that is how its algorithm is built. If you are on Instagram and you've done a post with someone collaborating with them, they have that. And when you collaborate with them, it appears on your platform and on their platform. So actually, it's now also for you to best utilize these features they've availed. So it's not all the time you have a content, or even at times you just post it without a caption. A caption helps you to give more information and to elaborate. And also there's a way to that. You have a hook so that people are really like, okay, I'm attracted to this. And then you have the body and you have the conclusion, which at times the conclusion, it has the call to action. What do you want people to do? So have the content structuring in mind. Don't waste a well thought out content idea and well designed content and just post it anyhowly. Yeah, now you have to factor in on your content structuring. And then also on the distribution, other than posting it on your platform, where else can it be posted? Yeah, we have groups, and there's also a way to it. If I've already posted it and I can also share it, reshare it to other groups, do I do it immediately? And when my targeted client sees it, they've seen my post, they've seen it where I've also like forwarded, it seems like you are really like bombarding them. So is there a way to it? I have posted it at 9, I can say for instance, and now let me reshare it at around 2 p.m. Yeah, so that even when they're scrolling again, even if they encounter it, it doesn't seem like you are bombarding them with the same kind of message. So also now the distribution, where else can you post it? For instance, on Instagram, you have it on your feed. So as because you know so many people love to check out stories, they now you forward it on the stories, but also before you just post it on the stories, what is the how are you warming them up so as to um, now when they encounter your post, it's not just a forward, so that now, oh, actually now they want to actually see. Are you going to start with a story? Are you going to create a poll that is related to that post, so that now when they go to the next story, they're actually like, oh, actually this one builds on this, let me watch it. So distribution. Now we also look at content management. Here is the scheduling, yeah, of this content. At times you're not able to post it there and then, but do you have platforms? Most of these social media platforms nowadays have like inbuilt scheduling tools, which is really really amazing. So how are you going to handle that? And at times if there's something that happens, you had scheduled to go at 9 a.m, are you able to like really notice if it didn't go on? So you have to also have systems in place, yeah, when you're doing your content managing. Now also the next thing, after you've done all these things, there's now content analysis. Yeah, as much as you have all these content ideas, there are some which the targeted audience won't really like pick first, or they're not interested. So you have to see which one they like, which one they don't like. The ones that they like, do more of it and even expound on it. The ones that they don't like, pivot and do something else. Yeah, this is the essence of the analysis. So it's not just always posting for the sake of, because we are just ticking boxes. So on Monday I was supposed to post this, I've posted it and it's a wrap, but you're doing an analysis against, did it meet the objective? If this content was supposed to generate leads, did people actually tap on the link on my profile, this platform, they will actually show you, did it make people call me or even DM me if I had written a call to action of send me a DM on this day, did I actually get a DM or two? Yeah. So now that is on the analysis. So we've really touched on content strategy, and I wanted to focus on that because that is what most of us really rush towards, and it's okay because we always say content is key. But let me ask, is it enough? Yeah, when you are looking at the overall social media marketing, is it enough? You'll give me a reply after this short discussion. So these are the elements of a winning social media marketing strategy. Content strategy is also here included. I can say it's the meat of a social media marketing strategy, but there are other elements to it. For instance, your profile customization and optimization strategy. Yeah, your profile has to reflect on who you are, what your brand is all about. Yeah, what your brand is communicating. So this one you're able to achieve through your profile picture, through your banner photo, through your description, through your about section if you have room for that, where you can give people more information. Are you able also to attach a website link where people can go? So you really need to customize it well and also optimize it. Optimization is in two ways, I can say. The first way is when people search you, are they going to be able to find you? Yeah, when they're on the search engines of a social media platform and they're searching something related to, let me give an example of a car dealership. Yeah, and that is what they want. So when they search, are you going to pop up? So these are things that you're talking about keywords. Is it reflected on your description? Is it reflected on your about section? So all these parts that a platform has availed for you to fill, never feel like they are unnecessary. They've put them for a reason. So fill them very, very well. The other aspect of optimization is utilizing these features that they have availed for you to use. That's when I was saying about the content structuring. There's a reason they put the mentioning, the tags, and also the hashtags. Even they suggest nowadays most of these platforms. There's a reason as to why they are there. So use them, yeah, so as to give visibility. And as still the profile customization, are looking at things like security. There's no need for you to build a following of up to 100,000 and then you end up being hacked. So you have to really check on your security. Yeah, um, the necessary things that you have set in place to ensure that your account is secure. Also, you're looking at integration. You're using all these platforms. How well are they integrated? Yeah, there are some that you're going to use to raise awareness and to communicate about your product. But now, once you've generated a lead, where else are you taking people? Are you taking people to WhatsApp, which is an actual social media platform also? Are you taking them to WhatsApp? Can they be able to access your WhatsApp link for further information where you can nurture them so as to convert them? Do you have an email newsletter that people can sign up to know more about your product and the operations? And then that is now how you're monitoring them to convert them. So how have you integrated them? Now we've spoken at length about content strategy. The other thing is community building and management. So you have to understand you're not operating in a vacuum when you're on social media, and the only people you shouldn't be just focusing on, they're not just your customers or your clients, there are other parties. And this community building is in two ways, both internal and external. Internal, the people in your organization, and mostly, if for instance, the campaigns have been done on the social media platforms, do the people in the organization are they aware about it? For instance, you are running a promotion and you've generated leads and you've told people actually for you to qualify for this promotion, visit our store. And when someone comes to the store, the person at the storefront tell them, I don't think you're running any promotion. Maybe you might say, okay, how does that happen? That actually happens. So a communication has been broken. Yeah, so this person is confused. Okay, I've come here to purchase, and actually there's a promotion happening, and you're telling me that this is not happening. So the things that are happening on the digital, the people also now who are outside the digital um, arena, they also have to know what is happening so as to respond well with their clients. Also, another thing about community building, we're looking now with things about consent, especially if you're doing content. It doesn't matter if they are your employees that you're featuring on your platforms or your clients. Right now, with data protection, you don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Ask for consent. And consent can be verbal, but don't just rely on that only. If you can formulate actually a written consent where people can sign, do that. Yeah, so that later on you don't have any other issues that you're being sued and you're just doing your social media marketing and all that. Other people that you're looking at now, these are the external people other than the clients. We have people that you're collaborating with, your peers also. Build a community around that. It's so amazing when, for instance, you go to the fast food and you actually hear, oh, this chicken and chips actually comes with a soda. It actually makes you buy. Now look at it this way: you are selling clothes. Imagine now collaborating with someone who is just selling bags and having someone else who's just selling shoes, and now you formulate a campaign around it. People actually see, oh wow, these people are doing it together, and these people are actually winning together. Other ways to build communities other than the content for nurturing, other ways of building community is actually utilizing features like the live audios and the live videos, where you can do so much and discuss, and actually people inquire more about you. Yeah, so that's why I've said look at the features that these platforms have availed. And then now we also now have the paid media strategy, where we have the social media ads, the Google ads. We're looking at things like influencers, we're looking at things of affiliators. Yeah, and when you're saying about paid media, there's a strategy to it that even at times you don't actually have to pay in form of money. There are things, for instance, like the PR packages when you're dealing with influencers, and there are different categories of influencers. So for you to formulate a winning social media marketing strategy, you have to have this in mind, and just don't rely only on content. Yeah. So I believe I'm done, and this is time for questions. I've tried to rush a bit so as to have ample time for questions. Yeah.
Hi there, it's nice to be back. Yeah, I don't know if any of our listeners have questions. As Kate was talking, I was furiously taking notes for you, and I will be sharing those. I think in a follow-up email, and there's one of the comments in the different platforms, because today we are streaming on LinkedIn, we are streaming on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and we're also streaming on YouTube. So I will make sure to put the link in there. But in the meantime, if you want to jump on them, you can just have them right there. So it's just members.marketingandbusinessacademy.com/posts to profit. So post to profit news, and it's just right there at the bottom of the screen. And yeah, so I don't know if anyone has any question. If not, I will hand over back to Kate to just tell us how we can get an opportunity to work with her if we don't have any questions at all. Okay. Yeah, so Kate, I cannot see any questions. It looks like you really, really hit the nail on the head and explained everything very, very clearly. And I did notice that you were using some terms which, for people who are new to online business, new to business, might not be able to understand. And those are some of the things that I have actually put in the notes. I can just share with you a quick peek. Okay, there at the notes. Um, so we have there. I've explained what a strategy is, what a tactic is, and then the pitfall of focusing on tactics rather than strategies and why that's not okay over there. And then just some of the other words that you have used: value proposition, a lead generation, etc. So all of that is over there. And I've also included the resources from the previous session, the session notes from clicks to coins. This is the other session that we did with Kate. I think I will link in the video there as well, so that everything is in one place for you. And one other thing that I'm just quickly cooking up for you all is just a content plan for 30 days. Because as Kate said, consistency is very important. So just a 30-day content plan to get you started with ideas on what you can do, what you can post on your socials, in a way that will help you to get more business. So I will put that link in there as well. So I'm just checking again if there are any questions. I'll just check on LinkedIn. Uh, just give me a sec. I just need to, because the comments from LinkedIn don't come in here. Or yeah.
Yeah, actually, I saw Hilda from
Okay, yeah.
LinkedIn.
So, all right.
We
So,
just say
yeah. So it doesn't look
hello.
like there are no questions at all. Yeah. So there are
Yeah,
no questions. Please go ahead, Kate, and let us know how we can work with you if we want to work with you. What are the services that you offer for us as businesses and also as social media managers?
yeah. So thank you, everyone who was able to join. I've seen Hilda and also Juliet. Yeah, and so how we can collaborate and work together. Oh, and I've also seen my namesake. Yeah. Actually, there's a question here from Catherine. So, hi, Kate, insightful session. Kindly clarify which is more impactful and why, resharing a post with your own thoughts or just resharing it, and when should we use either of them? Oh, yeah, actually, this one is from LinkedIn, and this is an amazing question. So, actually, there are normally like two types of content: own generated and other generated. And this one actually, when I'm let me just link it on to LinkedIn. When it's other generated, you're able to reshare, and it's good to reshare, so there's no excuse for you to have that section that so and so has not posted in a while. I normally see that when I go to profiles. Resharing other people's content, it's good. It actually showcases what you are gravitating towards, especially when you're in LinkedIn. Yeah, what you like, and people can actually learn something about you just from the resharing. um but now, don't I would advise, don't just reshare, but also reshare with your thoughts. There is a time that you might not have anything to add, and that content is just okay as it is. Do the resharing, but also don't just be a robot of just resharing and resharing. It's also good to give your thoughts and your input. And when you leverage on with that, and actually it gives you content that you haven't created, so you can jump on it. But I'll also urge you to go further. Don't just be resharing content, even if you add your own thoughts. Also generate your own content. Show people what you know, what you have. Yeah, the value that you can offer them, your perspective on different things about the industry that you are in. So that is actually how you're going to differentiate yourself from the rest. So I'll say go ahead, reshare, but also reshare with your thoughts. At times you don't have to, but go above and beyond and actually create your own content. um I've seen for Juliet. So is it enough to formulate a consent without a lawyer? um I can say yes, but also with the way things are going, previously you will just have a consent and it's just like a binding agreement on what you two you've agreed, and you don't need any signatories, and people would actually respect that. But right now, you also need a lawyer. If you can find one and they are able to be signatories on your consent and the ones which you're going to offer, it's really good, because now you're going to actually future proof yourself in case of any eventualities. But also, it's quite also sad. I believe why people also do these things of suing people when they see their content hasn't been used in the right way. So if you're using actually content in the right way and you've already asked for content from someone, I believe most are going to be okay with it. The only issue comes in now when you start using it wrongly. But I would say for you to also protect yourself and your brand, it's good to have a lawyer. But sometimes people are starting out and they don't know even if they can be able to foot the bill of a lawyer. But it's good then to have that binding agreement that both of you have signed, yeah, and have indicated your credentials. Kagwanja said, great session. Glad I was able to tune in. Great insights. I have been taking notes. That's amazing. And also, Anjira, very informative. That's lovely. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Um, yeah, if you don't
Yeah,
have
so
any other
actually,
question, I believe it's now.
following
Mhm,
on from Juliet's question about
mhm.
formulating consent without a lawyer, I believe one of the next sessions I should do, I should bring a lawyer on board to help us to
Yeah.
navigate issues of copyright and how to do this. And maybe she can even, give us a framework for drafting the consent, just the way Kate did give us a framework for coming up with the contract when we are managing our social media accounts for our clients. So I can see that I will be talking to someone very soon about intellectual property law and
Yeah.
just bring her on board one of the Tuesdays to just come and really, really help us to navigate that one carefully. I saw some companies
Mm,
had to pay about 4 million shillings because
yeah.
they used images of people who they had not asked for consent from.
Ask for consent.
And yeah, so yeah, so I'm sure that will be, I don't know if you guys think that would be helpful having sorry, the internet is interneting. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you think that will be helpful having a lawyer on board, do comment
Mm,
and let me know whether you're watching live with us or you're watching the recording. Do let me know if that's one of the topics you would like us to cover in one of the future sessions. We hope to make this our weekly thing. We might start with monthly for now, but just a weekly thing with a guest expert coming in and just talking to us and helping us to navigate these business waters successfully and without stress. So, also
mm,
share any other topics that you think will be helpful for you as you
mhm.
start and grow and scale your online business or your actual business, brick and mortar business. Do let me know some of the topics that like us to cover here at Marketing and Business Academy that can help you to be able to run your business just profitably, successfully, and without stress. So thank you very much for that question, Juliet. And yeah, so that has okay. Yeah, so I was saying that you can carry on asking your questions, and even if you're watching the recording, do post your questions. We will get back to you. I'll now hand over back to Kate to just share with us how we can get in touch with her and collaborate with her. I am so glad that the internet waited until the end of the session. Yeah, so Kate,
True.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so how can we work together? As you've heard, I'm a digital marketing strategist. That is what I specialize in. So if you have any campaign or you feel like you need to redo your own strategy again to reformulate it, or you're actually thinking of on venturing online, you've never done it, yeah, so come, we'll do that. And my main service, the digital marketing strategy formulation and implementation for business growth. And then the other aspect is the personal digital branding for career advancement or business growth. Personal digital branding, why I've added also for business growth, is because, as I've said, people just don't buy products, they also buy the business, but actually they buy the people behind the business. So if you are a founder, if you are a senior manager, or you're also in the marketing team or the business development team, and you want to actually drive growth in your business, personal developing our own personal brand is really key. So that is something that I can help you with. And also for you, for career advancement, yeah, at any level that you're in, the junior, the mid level to the senior level, and now you want to expand your network to gain lucrative opportunities, to actually even get things like promotions, yeah, and develop yourself as a thought leader. This is for you, the personal digital branding for career advancement. And then also for companies, businesses, and organization, I help you in finding and recruiting the right personnel for you in terms of digital marketing and social media marketing. Yeah, especially if you want someone now who's going to handle it, other than at times, you have someone who's in the marketing and they're also the ones who are handling the social media. Now you want someone to specialize in that, who's going to handle your platforms, your brands, and all that. I will help you in finding the right person. So the other way that now we can connect with each other, it's via my email at godigitalwithkate@gmail.com. But also let's link up on the platforms. LinkedIn, I go by Kate Wanjiku. Instagram, go underscore digital with Kate. And also Twitter, go digital with Kate. With TikTok, the same as Instagram. And also Facebook, go digital with Kate. Yeah, so I'll be glad to connect with you and to continue having these conversations and discussions on how we can actually unlock our digital potential, because you can actually drive growth. Yeah, gain those profitable outcomes, but it has to be done in the right way. Yeah, so thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Kate. And thank you very much to our viewers, our listeners. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. And we hope you will join us in our next session. I will be sending a notification out by email. So if you are not yet on our email list, please do get on. And you can get on by actually signing up for any of the free resources, whether it's the 5-step roadmap to launching a successful online business, or the Skyrocket Your Online Business webinar, mastering the 2 key stages for explosive online growth. So if you sign up for any of those resources, which are actually free through the links that are provided in the notes, you will get on our list. And once you do get on our list, I will send you information every time when we have a session like this. You will be able to know. And you can also follow me on social. I will also share my links, which you will also see in the email. In the tip of the email, you'll always find my social links there. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for coming, and we hope that this has been helpful for you. Do leave a comment, do share with your friends who you think will benefit from it. And yeah, we will see you in the next one. All right. Okay, bye bye.